Alright, here we are with my quilt sandwich, and for this part of the demonstration I want to show you how easy it is to use the Fine Line Quilters ruler partnered with your domestic sewing machine and do all of your ruler work, whether it's stitch in the ditch, whether you are doing a pattern around say an applique motif, or simply outlining a star in an open block. Using the Fine Line Quilters ruler gives you the ability to be able to do all of that straight line design work, stitch in the ditch, without ever taking your machine out of free motion. So my machine is set right now, and I am in free motion, and if I were doing any type of quilting, free motion within my my quilt, and I work my way, let's say, up to the corner of my block that I need to do stitch in the ditch or outline the motif that I'm working on with a straight line design, or quite simply doing stitch in the ditch between my border and my blocks or in between blocks. I can do that now while I am in free motion. So with the Fine Line Quilters ruler, with your thumb on the finger grip closest to you and your index finger around the finger grip farthest away from you, and your ring finger running along the edge of the ruler farthest away from your actual free motion foot, we are going to execute a vertical stitch pass. So I have placed the edge of the ruler up against the left edge of my free motion foot, and we're going to execute that pass. So I've executed my vertical. Now if I got to the seam line in my block, I need to execute a horizontal. I quite simply put the ruler in the horizontal position, placing my index finger on the finger grip closest to me, my ring finger on the finger grip farthest away from me, and my middle finger right in the center of the ruler. I like to run my thumb right along the edge of the ruler base that's closest to me, which gives me a little bit of extra ability to manipulate that ruler as need be. Place that ruler up against the front portion of your free motion foot, with your left hand guiding and your right hand holding that ruler. You're going to just run that free motion foot right along the edge of that ruler. So now you can see that we have done a vertical and a horizontal in free motion using the ruler in order to create that straight line element. Now if you were outlining say a star, flying geese, that type of motif, or doing some free motion stars within your blocks, with a walking foot you would have to turn that quilt several different directions in order to be able to complete that stitch in the ditch around your flying geese or do your star motif pattern. With the Fine Line and being in free motion on your domestic machine, you are able to go in any direction. You can go vertically forward and backward. You can do horizontal forward and or side to side, and your diagonals you can do forward and backward, and you can see exactly where you need to be. So if this were where I was going to say outline my flying geese, I'm going to put that ruler at the diagonal position that I need to be, and I'm going to run it right up against the edge of my free motion foot and the edge of the ruler to create that diagonal. Now some machines don't give you the ability to have any clearance for your ruler that goes behind the shaft on your machine, so if you were trying to execute the opposite diagonal, you would not be able to do it from this particular direction or side of your free motion foot. So to solve that situation, quite simply change to your right hand, take your ruler, go right up against the right side of that free motion foot, and bring that down. So now, just by simply replacing the ruler in a different position and your hands, you were able to guide for your vertical, your horizontal, and your diagonals in both directions. The wonderful part about being in free motion, like I said earlier, is it gives you the ability, once you've outlined and you're back to where you need to be able to go right back into creating your free motion patterns. Without ever having to tie off your threads. So again, ruler in the horizontal position for a horizontal pass, fingers in position, thumb running along the edge, up against your back side of your ruler base. And like I said, you can go forward, backward, side to side. Your diagonal. Again, your diagonal. And your vertical. And there you have it. Free motion to straight line, vertical, horizontal, diagonal, back into free motion, and then again diagonals, horizontals, and verticals.